Hello, today I will talk about the love story between Tsuge, a romance novelist, who has a pretty basic life, until his 30 years birthday, when he receives some surprising magical power. And Minato, a young boy, with many big dreams, from the anime, Cherry Magic, 30 years of virginity can make you a wizard. One day, Tsuge receives a package, and suspects it might be a birthday present from his parents, as his birthday was yesterday. He feels a bit unhappy about having to interact with the new delivery boy, a very young kid whose appearance seems a bit inappropriate. As Tsuge accepts the package, his hand brushes against the delivery boy's, and he suddenly hears the boy's inner thoughts. This surprises and unsettles him, as he realizes the boy perceives him as a creepy guy. After a moment of confusion, Tsuge realizes he actually has the ability to read the boy's mind. This reminds him of his friend Adachi, who recently mentioned gaining a strange, magical power upon reaching 30 years of age. Tsuge recalls that he, too, just turned 30 the day before, and it dawns on him that he now has the same ability to hear others' thoughts. Back in the present moment, as Tsuge processes this revelation, the young delivery boy notices Tsuge's cat and asks if he can pet her. Tsuge agrees, and during this interaction, they touch again, allowing him to learn that the boy had known the cat since she was a kitten but couldn't take her in himself. Now, the boy feels grateful to Tsuge for giving the cat a home, and his initial impression of Tsuge shifts to one of appreciation. Tsuge finds himself touched by this change and feels his heart start to beat in an unusual way. Over the next few days, Tsuge finds himself increasingly preoccupied with thoughts of the delivery boy. He orders more packages than usual, each time hoping Minato will be the one to deliver them. And when Minato returns with another package, Tsuge again catches his thoughts, learning that Minato is eager to see Udon. He invites Minato inside to feed her, seizing the opportunity to spend more time together. Minato cautiously agrees, admitting he might come by if he has another delivery in the future. Encouraged by this, Tsuge meets with his friend Adachi, hoping to discuss his newfound powers and feelings. However, Adachi is too wrapped up in his own romantic troubles, leaving Tsuge to navigate his confusion alone. Days pass, and Tsuge struggles to write, constantly distracted by memories of Minato. And in a moment of creative frustration, he realizes his novel's main character is inspired by the delivery boy he can't forget. Embarrassed by this realization, he tries to refocus by visiting a bookstore for romance advice, only to be interrupted by a chance encounter with Minato on the street. Minato notices something on Tsuge's shirt and reaches to brush it off, and this contact allows Tsuge to sense Minato's thoughts. Tsuge, acting on an impulse, invites Minato for tea. During this shared moment, he learns about Minato's dreams of dancing professionally, though Minato considers giving up, doubting he has what it takes. Tsuge, who has faced similar struggles, encourages Minato to follow his dreams despite the uncertainty. As their interactions grow deeper, Tsuge attends a dance club to watch Minato perform, photographing his every move. Despite feeling out of place, Tsuge remains to support Minato. At one point, someone questions his presence, and Minato defends him, a gesture that impresses Tsuge. But when Tsuge is challenged to dance, he tries, only to stumble and injure his ankle, further amusing and endearing Minato. Here also Tsuge learns that Minato thinks he is attractive without his glasses on. Then, another interesting moment occurs, when Tsuge invites Minato to an event hosted by Adachi's workplace, hoping to learn more about Minato and gain advice from Adachi. During the event, Tsuge learns that Minato knows one of the staff members, Rakuku, but seems envious of Rakuku's stable job. Comparing it to his own uncertain path as a delivery boy and aspiring dancer. Understanding this feeling of inadequacy, Tsuge shares his own past of struggling as a writer, helping Minato feel less alone in his self-doubt. And their bond deepens when, walking home after this event, Minato leans against Tsuge, reflecting that he feels safe showing his vulnerable side to him. However, he thinks of Tsuge more as a father figure, a notion that disappoints Tsuge. Despite this, he remains supportive, encouraging Minato to prepare for an upcoming dance competition. Minato performs admirably, even receiving praise from a famous dancer, but doesn't immediately advance, needing to compete again. Tsuge, who has been following his progress, offers unwavering support, inspiring Minato to keep pushing forward. But as Minato's passion for dancing begins to face obstacles, he contemplates taking a stable job and quitting dancing. And when his scooter runs out of gas on the way to a competition, he takes it as a sign to abandon his dream. Yet Tsuge, sensing his despair, rushes to pick him up, reminding Minato to focus on the audience he dances for, reigniting his resolve. Minato is very good in the competition, and later after the show, Minato asks Tsuge why he supports him. Tsuge confesses finally his ulterior motives, that he starts to feel something, and before he is able to say more, Minato is called back inside. And Tsuge later learns that Minato does not advance further. He withdraws even from speaking with Tsuge, leaving the man worried and questioning if he somehow scared Minato away with his feelings. And after several days without contact, Tsuge assumes that Minato has moved on, especially when he sees an advertisement for a dance tour, featuring Minato, who is finally living his dream. Heartbroken, he decides to let go of his unrequited feelings and channel them into his writing. Yet, despite his resolve, he can't seem to finish his novel, weighed down by his thoughts of Minato. And as a final gesture, he gifts Minato a pair of new dance shoes after a performance, hoping this act of kindness will offer some closure. To his surprise, Minato reaches out, having guessed the shoes were from Tsuge. Apologizing for his silence, Minato explains he didn't know how to respond to Tsuge's messages. They finally share their thoughts openly, with Tsuge admitting he based a character on Minato, a gesture that embarrasses him. For the first time, Tsuge confesses that his feelings run deeper than he ever expected. Though he doubts his love will be returned, he realizes that no story he could write would ever compare to the real, genuine connection he feels for Minato. In an unexpected turn, Minato reveals how Tsuge's quiet support helped him keep going each time he was on the verge of giving up. And with a heart that has grown more confident and open through their encounters, Tsuge hesitantly asks if he can hug Minato. Minato replies that he never needs to ask, marking the beginning of a romance that neither of them had anticipated. Tsuge and Minato's love story is one of mutual growth, courage, and vulnerability. Through their shared experiences, they challenge each other to face fears, embrace dreams, and open their hearts to unexpected love.